Philadelphia news, team of my heart. You won't want to miss this Sixers news. Joel Embiid has reportedly dropped up to 30 pounds, and that could be the key to a breakthrough season for the Philadelphia 76ers. You've seen Embiid dominate, but injuries have held him and the team back for too long. Now, with less pressure on his knees, he's poised to play more games and push the Sixers to the top of the East. Can you imagine what a fully healthy Embiid means for the playoffs? Subscribe now for more Sixers news and updates you can't afford to miss. Joel Embiid could be stepping into the best version of himself yet. You've seen him dominate, you've felt the weight of his presence on the court, but there's always been that lingering question: can he stay healthy? Every Sixers fan knows it. It's the pain point that's followed Embiid's career like a shadow. The frustration of watching him be the most unstoppable player in the league, only to be sidelined at the worst possible time. You've been there, watching as the Sixers' hopes take a hit the moment he goes down. That's why the news you're hearing right now is different. This summer, Joel Embiid put in serious work. Not just on his skills, but on his body. We're talking about him shedding 25 to 30 pounds, and if you know anything about the wear and tear on an NBA big man's knees, you understand how critical that is. You feel the pain every time he hits the floor awkwardly, every time he limps to the bench, and you can't help but think, what if? What if his body held up for an entire season, through the grind of 82 games and into the playoffs? Well, now he's set himself up to answer that question. He's lightened the load on his legs, reducing the pressure on his knees, 120 pounds worth of relief. That's no small number, and it could change everything. Imagine watching him come playoff time, moving with more agility, with less hesitation. His footwork sharper, his endurance stronger, and most importantly, his durability no longer the elephant in the room. As a Sixers fan, you felt the sting of seasons derailed, of hopes crushed by injuries. You don't want to go through that again, and neither does Joel. This is the solution he's been working on for you, for the team, and for the city. The Sixers aren't just banking on talent this year, they're investing in a healthier, stronger Embiid. With his game so reliant on physicality, especially down in the paint, the reduction in weight might be exactly what extends his prime. There's a lot of talk about how big men age in this league. You've heard the comparisons, seen how other superstars like Jokic seem to glide effortlessly through games. But this is Embiid's way of extending his dominance, of ensuring that when it counts, when the pressure's on, he's right there, ready to lead the charge. You're not alone in thinking that the Sixers have been one key piece away from truly contending for a title, and that piece has always been Joel's health. Boston, New York, they're not going anywhere. The East is stacked, and you know the road to the finals runs through those teams. But the difference is this: Embiid, in peak condition, can be the game changer. The Knicks might roll with Towns, the Celtics have their own weapons, but they don't have Joel. And if he's on the floor, healthy and locked in, the Sixers are the team to beat. But this isn't just about other teams' vulnerabilities, this is about how much better Embiid's improvement makes an already stacked Sixers roster. You've seen the additions, you've heard the buzz. Guys like Tyrese Maxey and Kelly Oubre Jr. bringing speed and shooting, the squad getting deeper and more versatile. The pieces are there. What's been missing? It's been keeping the MVP-caliber Embiid on the floor, ready for the war of attrition that is the NBA playoffs. Now, with his revamped body and a summer's worth of preparation, you've got every reason to believe he's primed for his best season yet. If he plays around 70 games, a number that's been elusive, you're looking at a very different scenario come April. We're not talking about squeaking into the playoffs as a lower seed, we're talking about locking up home court advantage, making a serious run at the top seed in the East. And with Joel Embiid leading the way? That's a Sixers team you've been waiting to see for years. Every Sixers fan knows the pain of seeing Embiid on the sideline, dressed in street clothes, knowing the team's chances took a massive hit. But you've also seen what happens when he's at full strength. He dominates the paint, controls the game, and bends entire defenses to his will. Now picture that Joel Embiid, but leaner, quicker, with less pressure on his knees, less risk of breaking down. That's the Embiid you could be seeing this season, and that's the version of him that can take this team all the way. You can feel it, right? This isn't just off-season talk, this is the solution to the biggest problem the Sixers have faced. You've been craving this moment, where everything comes together, where the team finally capitalizes on all that potential. This weight loss, this focus on durability, it's not just a footnote, it's the foundation for something special. And if you're excited now, just wait. So, where does this leave you as a Sixers fan? You've seen Joel Embiid dominate, and you've also watched seasons crumble as injuries stack up. But now, with this newfound focus on durability, can you imagine what a fully healthy, MVP-level Embiid means for the Sixers team? You've waited for a season where everything finally clicks, and it feels like this could be the one. Look at the numbers. Embiid dropped up to 30 pounds, each pound he shed takes away roughly 40 pounds of pressure from his knees. That's a significant relief, not just for his joints, but for your peace of mind as a fan. You're tired of seeing the same script play out, the injuries, the rest days, the hopes pinned on a fragile frame. This time, there's a solution. Every game Joel plays now comes with a little less risk, a little more reassurance that he's ready for the long haul. Imagine the Sixers with Embiid staying strong for 70 or more games. No more whispers about minutes restrictions or managing his workload. When you're watching games, you don't want to be wondering if he'll make it through the season, you want to focus on watching him dominate. That's what he's setting himself up for, and that's what you've been craving as a fan. Think about how Embiid's improved conditioning impacts the rest of the team. Tyrese Maxey, with his explosive speed, will have a stronger and healthier Embiid to feed off of. Kelly Oubre Jr. has a prime rim protector backing him up on defense, and role players like Paul Reed and Ricky Council 4 can take more chances knowing Joel's there to clean up any mistakes. The team isn't just deep, it's got its most important piece in the best shape of his career. And that's something every Sixers fan should be excited about. But you know what else this means? It means other teams are now on notice. The Sixers aren't just another contender in the East, they're a legitimate threat. Can you picture the Celtics, Knicks, or even the Bucks, trying to slow down a healthier, quicker, more resilient Embiid? They've struggled with him in the past, and that was with his body holding him back. What happens when those same defenders are up against an Embiid that can play harder and longer without the same physical limitations? It's a nightmare for every opposing coach. You've seen the glimpses of greatness, but what about the full picture? What about a full season of dominance, where Embiid can go head-to-head with anyone and you don't have to hold your breath every time he hits the ground? That's what this weight loss means. It's not just a number, it's the key to unlocking the best possible version of him. How many times have you wondered, what if Joel could stay healthy? You're not alone. This off-season work wasn't just about trimming down for the sake of it, it's about changing the Sixers' future. It's about ensuring that when you're sitting there watching them fight through the playoffs, Embiid is still in the middle of it all, playing at the highest level. And the best part? You can now believe that's a real possibility. You've been through it all with this team, the highs, the lows, the heartbreaking playoff exits. But now, with a healthier Embiid, you've got a reason to be hopeful again. You can feel the momentum building, can't you? This is what you've been waiting for, a season where the team's success isn't cut short by injury, where the Sixers aren't just hoping for the best but actually prepared for it. So, how are you feeling now? Does this give you more confidence about the Sixers' chances? You've seen teams rise and fall based on the health of their stars, and you know how crucial Embiid's presence is. But with these changes, do you think this is the year the Sixers break through and claim their spot as the team to beat? And what's next for you as a fan? Watching this play out game after game, you'll finally see the team you've envisioned, one that doesn't just compete but dominates. You know the Sixers have always had the pieces, but now they're taking that extra step to keep their most important piece, Joel Embiid, on the court. This weight loss, the conditioning, the commitment, it's all designed to fix the one issue that's held this team back for too long. You can see it clearly now. With Embiid ready to withstand the grind of a full season, the Sixers are prepared to take their game to a new level. Think about how much easier this makes Nick Nurse's job. He doesn't have to constantly worry about managing Joel's minutes or holding him back to avoid another setback. You know Nurse is a coach that thrives on having a star player to anchor his system, and now he's got that in a more durable Embiid. This isn't just about getting through the regular season anymore, it's about pushing through the playoffs, with a fully healthy MVP-caliber player leading the charge. And you know how crucial that is. Every fan knows the pain of getting close but not having your best player at full strength when it matters most. This change in Embiid's conditioning means the Sixers can finally stop playing with that anxiety. You don't have to watch every game with your heart in your throat, waiting for something to go wrong. Instead, you get to watch the Sixers maximize their potential. You get to witness Embiid dominating night after night, knowing he's in the best physical shape of his life. That's what takes this team from being a contender to being the favorite. Now, I want you to think about those matchups in the East. Picture the Celtics trying to deal with a quicker, more agile Embiid. Or the Knicks, who already struggle with him, now facing a version of Joel that's not just unstoppable but built to last through the grind of the playoffs. The Eastern Conference just became a whole lot more dangerous for the competition. And for you as a fan, this means you're looking at a Sixers team that can truly go the distance. You've been through the ups and downs, the disappointments, and the close calls. But with this renewed focus on Embiid's health, you have every reason to believe this season could be different. You're seeing the steps being taken to ensure the Sixers aren't just making a playoff push, they're setting themselves up for a championship run. You've watched Joel dominate, and now you get to see what happens when he's at his best for an entire season. The real question now is, how ready are you for this? Are you prepared to watch a Sixers team that's not just surviving but thriving? Do you feel the excitement building, knowing this might be the year everything comes together? You've been waiting for this moment, when all the hard work, the setbacks, and the adjustments finally pay off. This is the version of Joel Embiid you've been hoping for, and it's the one that can lead the Sixers to a title. So, what's next? It's time for you to lock in. If you're feeling that same buzz, that same anticipation, then you know you can't miss a second of the action. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and stay connected with all the latest Sixers news. This season is shaping up to be something special, and you don't want to be on the sidelines for it. The Sixers are ready, are you?